Hello viewers, today we're going to be cleaning and repairing and modifying a mismatched cordless phone. This is a 9960 handset with a 9980 base. The difference between the 60 and the 80 was that the 80 had intercom between the handset and the base, and the 60 does not. Otherwise, it's identical in all the ways as far as I know it. So we're going to do a couple things here. We have a button issue where the buttons don't work. Some of them work. They stop working as you get towards the top. And we're also going to change the battery because it has one of these batteries in there. Looks like this, and this one of course is a little bit too big, but it just kind of rests in there like that. And this was a very bad design in my opinion, because if the contacts were in the least bit dirty, it wouldn't work that well, and sometimes it would come loose in here if the foam wore out, and it just wasn't very reliable. So we're going to change the way it works. We're going to make it into a standard connection. The other thing about this kind of battery is that it wasn't too widely used, and so especially now it's becoming harder to find the batteries, and when you do find them, they're usually $6 or $10 a piece, which is outrageous, and there's no high capacity replacements available. They're all 600 or 800 milliamps and or milliamp hours rather, and they're all nickel cadmium. Whereas if you have a more standard plug like this, you can get a high capacity version. This is a 1500 milliamp hours, and this is nickel metal hydride, which depending on how you use the phone tends to last a little bit longer. So what we're going to do here is I have a plug, and we're going to put this plug in here, and we're going to use the plug to connect a standard size battery instead of using this crazy connection like that. So let's go ahead and get inside this handset, and then we'll see how we're going to perform this modification. Alright, so here we are inside the handset, and it's a fairly simple modification. All we have to do is take these two wires here, and instead of connecting them to these ridiculous terminals that contact the battery, we're going to connect them to my plug. I don't know, where did it go? Here it is. We're going to connect them to this plug, and then we'll be able to connect any given standard size battery to this telephone. So the first thing I'll do is remove it from the terminals down here. Well, let's get it in view first. It's always a good thing to do. Okay, so now we have that removed, and I think what we're going to do is, let's see, will that fit through there? That will fit through there. Providing I can close the battery box, with these wires feeding through here, I think that's how we're going to get the batteries into the box. If I do this, will the battery cover? Yes, it will, because there's plenty of room at the bottom there. So that's what we're going to do. So then we'll have, so I just have to make the connections on here, which is going to be kind of interesting, because what I'm going to do with this here is I'm going to use this side for the battery connection. So, you know, it would just plug in like this. Because this plug is not the right shape that I want. So to avoid having to somehow source another plug, we're just going to use it in the reverse manner. So I got to figure out how I'm going to get this soldered into here, because that's not going to be easy. But I'm going to do that off camera, because I got to spend some time doing it. And then when that's done, we'll get back on the video. Alright, so I've got that connected. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pass this through into the battery compartment. And in theory that's connected to the phone. And then I'll take my battery, connect this up. A little bit of a tight fit here with the wires from the battery in here as well. I don't like that. May be able to do this. Something like that, because there's a lot of extra space in this battery compartment. Let's try that. No, that's not going to work either. Alright, I'm going to have to play around with this and figure it out. Okay, so I'm not sure why I was having so much difficulty there. It's just going to sit like that, and then the battery cover goes over it. So that's taken care of. I'm going to take some hot glue and just coat these connections in here so that they don't have the potential to move towards each other and short out or come loose over time. But otherwise that's done. Alright, so this is all glued up now. It's all insulated and everything. And so what's going to happen is we'll connect our battery, and then this will just sit kind of like that. And the battery cover will go on like that. So that's perfect. Much better, in my opinion, than how it worked before. Alright, so now we are ready to go ahead and clean it and either repair or replace the buttons, depending on how they clean out or clean up, whatever. Okay, so we're going to begin disassembling the handset further so we can clean the dial board off, and we'll clean the front plate. Now it's got some weird white junk forming on there. I'm not sure if that's going to come off or not. I think that's probably going to be the main determinant of whether or not we're going to use this one or this one. Okay, so this is surprisingly clean for something that doesn't work. So and there's a little bit of junk on the board, but nothing exotic, so that's a little bit surprising. Anyways, we'll go ahead and clean this out. These are kind of a pain to clean because the you know, this is so deep where the buttons go. We'll clean it out. We'll clean this. Take that off for the cleaning. Clean this. And the antenna, we'll clean the antenna. And we'll clean the belt click while we're at it. This is perhaps the dustiest speaker I've ever seen. You can actually see the dust balls that are taking shape of the vent holes at the bottom. That's unreal, I've never seen that before. Alright, we have a clean keypad and we have a clean board. Let's see what happens. Huh, not bad. This button could be a little better, so we're going to go through and clean it again. But it's definitely returning it to normal functionality. So I think we'll be okay with using this keypad. Alright, let's try that. I'm pretty content with that. That's working well. Alright, good. So that was successful, so we can begin reassembly now once the part's finished drying. Alright, here's the cleaned product. It's not bad, the white stuff came off. Well, it's a little spotty now, which is an anomaly I can't say I've ever seen before. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that, but I'm not going to waste any time trying to figure out what happened. Okay, so everything has been cleaned. Don't have a spare battery for this and probably never will, so I'll put that back on. Install the belt clip. And the battery is going to sit in here like this. And that modification is completely reversible if for whatever reason I wanted to go back to the original format. You could do so easily, but with the trend of time in those batteries, I can't imagine that would ever be the case. So that's that. The buttons are working now. So that has been repaired, and probably going to use this in the bedroom. And you can see the backlighting on the buttons here. That's working too. Alright, so that's it for this one. Goodbye.